after promising ourselves that when our second and last dog left this earth, that we would take a pause, we made the mistake of going to the Humane Society and getting not only a dog, but a puppy, which we also swore we wouldn't do. A puppy is a very difficult thing, we realize now, to live with. They are incredibly high maintenance. They require, just like in the old days when you have children getting up in the middle of the night, they're disobedient, they make a mess, they pee, they chew, they destroy. We're 71 years old and we had a puppy, and it was hard. And it did not make us feel good. We were very frustrated. There was one moment in time that I thought would never come, but it came, and we actually looked at each other and said, did we make a mistake? Because it was making our relationship so hard, because we always felt like we could not take our eyes off this dog. And so it was one of this dance of who was gonna watch the dog, and nobody really wanted to watch the dog. We wanted to live our lives. So it was a rough start. As retired people, we would every once in a while get opportunities to go travel with friends on either a short or a longer term basis. We also had kids out of town, so we wanted to go visit them. And the care of Bertie was really weighed on my mind a lot. I felt uncomfortable. I wanted to find the right place, and I tried several places and was unsuccessful. We tried another training place, and it was unsuccessful because she got whatever you call it, kennel cough, which is not any slam on the place. It's just that when you have a lot of dogs and a lot of dogs interacting with each other in a social way, it's almost inevitable that there's a chance that a dog gets sick. That was a little bit of a disaster because obviously we were out of town and had to remotely deal with a dog that had to be immediately removed from that situation. Of course, as many people might try is your local vet. We have a wonderful vet. We love our vet, and they offer boarding services, but that's just, whenever I thought about that, I never even was able to go back and see where she was staying. I don't even know what the room looked like, but I'm not stupid. And if she stayed there, I'm sure she was crated. She was taken out a couple times a day. There was no consistency in who she was interacting with. Other trainers, when we would have our little session, when we picked them up, my head was swimming. You know, I have to take her on a walk this way, or use this foot, or put her on this side, or say these words, or I'm like, I can't do this. And so one other thing I like about Lydia's operation is that, well, there are a lot of things I like about it, but it's obviously a very, very small number of dogs. It's a very curated group of dogs. All the dogs that your dog's interacting with have been trained exactly the same way, so they all know how to behave individually and also with each other. So there's just a incredible environment of safety, of love, of control. Lydia uses so few, there are just maybe 4 words, 3 words, and they cover everything, and the dog knows exactly what you're trying to say. If you have a dog that wants to please and has been trained, then you can communicate with your dog and you can tell them what you want them to do, and they will do it because they understand. Just keeping it very, very, very simple and clear is so nice. It's just very simple and it works. You know, at first it looks kind of scary and it seems like, oh, that's cruel and that's mean and it's gonna hurt them. But in reality, what it does is it allows you to control the walk with a movement like this, as opposed to walking for 2 miles with your arm out of joint. It doesn't hurt them, but it just gets their attention so that they'll listen to what you're saying.
The distinctive thing in my mind about Lydia's is, you know, you have trainers and you have boarding places, right? Not so often do you have those linked. And training a dog is not cheap, right? The advantage you have at Lydia's is you have this front-end investment, but then it continues to pay off, right? Because when you board here, all those things get reinforced. The boarding's quite reasonable. you can sort of amortize it over a longer period of time, and you get a bigger return. I think the training that the dog has to go to place and stay when the dog is about to be fed, and there's a calmness to all that, and everyone looks forward to it, and the control and the calm is 180 degrees, right, from what comes before, which is the frantic, the dog trying to get to the food and everyone's unhappy. It's a frenetic environment, and that sort of symbolizes the differences before and after, I would say.
She was a puller. We walked for miles and miles and miles in the mountains, and not only was she a puller to the point where she hurt Bob's elbow. She like pulled it and yanked it so that he had an injury for weeks. So she was a puller, she was a yanker, and she was also a dodge and weaver. So we got to the point where we just thought it was dangerous to walk her, in the sense that we didn't want to fall, we didn't want to trip, didn't want to pull her arm out of joint. We wanted to have pleasant, lovely walks through the mountains, through the trails, and it wasn't always happening, and that sucked, because that's why a lot of the reason you wanted a dog is walks in the mountains.
They're great. The weather has kept me from getting it as often as I like, but yeah, it's a much calmer scenario. I don't have any real doubt that Bertie enjoys it just as much. I don't think there's a trade-off there, because I think Bertie enjoys the calm also.
With the retrieval opportunity of the e-collar also, we can literally let her off the leash. She's never been off the leash in her life in the woods. Yeah. As soon as she gets that whatever signal it is, and that's wonderful, because now I feel like we can sneak her off the leash where we're not supposed to, and then we see someone around the corner, we can retrieve her back, and we can pretend she was on the leash the whole time.
The e-collars, there's really no substitute for that. That I know of, to having control, leash-less control.
We went out of the country, and I felt like I was there. Like, I felt like I was right here in Charlotte with Bertie, because we got so many great videos. If a friend was thinking about working with y'all, I'd want them to know one thing: you will be happy you did, and it will change your life. And it will change your relationship with your dog and your husband. You can have confidence that your dog will be safe, your dog will be loved, and that's a big piece to us that makes such a difference. She's as kooky and fun and happy and relaxed and playful as she always was. She's just trained.